Hello everybody, this is Frogman. Welcome back to Manufactio Nuclear Edition. My friends, I think we are going to be getting fairly close to the end of what we plan on getting done today. I do hate to say it, I think this is probably going to be the last episode, but it's going to be at least a reasonably long one from what I can tell from what I have planned. The factory is currently making some stuff because, well, I forgot to turn on and make sure that we had plenty of the yellow science because of, well, just whatever. So I went ahead and turned the machines back on, and we are now going ahead and just let it run a little while and do some stuff. I did a little bit of kind of under the base cleaning, and just to try to, you know, keep the neighbors happy and quiet and down so that they would leave us the heck alone. So, ooh, there's a witch. Cool. Anyhow, so we should be good to go, at least not have too much of a pain today as far as people bothering us and silly noises underneath the base going. Again, I think we're done as far as the way the mess is going to go, or at least the way this pack is going to go. There's a couple of things that I do want to touch on, and if I can get the thing to open up, we will do it. The second thing I want to touch on is going to be we're going to visit the last moon that we have available to us. Just to see what's available, see if there's any cool stuff or anything like that. We've hit the point where we're kind of either after more updates or just, well, we're just going to put the pack away kind of a thing. And, well, the first thing that we're going to look at is going to be these things. Teleportation portals. Something that probably, again, I should have looked at a long time ago, given the fact that, well, if you would have been playing this way, you probably should have been playing this pack. You would have been setting up little outposts all over the place and, you know, just slowly over time accumulating the materials to come back to your base. The thing that I've been doing is literally going to every single one of those deposits, smacking down 4 miners at the beginning of an episode. And at the end of an episode, I go out there and I pick up everything that the miners got, because by the time the episode is generally over, in about an hour, they'll mine the entire deposit out and you just bring it back over here. So at no point was I ever really thinking about using any further transportation than this thing. So that magic mirror has been an absolute godsend as far as things go, because it only means I need to run out to the position once and then teleport back by eating this thing. So now that we have planets to go visit, I'm wondering whether or not the teleportation portals are capable of being able to do anything. And so for once, or for at least for once, we're going to just do something on camera because I've not tested these things. Let's go ahead and get us 100 white research and then step down the process of getting those going, because they take a really, really long time to build a bunch of stuff. Now, where did I put all of this stuff? I should have a bunch of it. I thought we were bringing it back. Ah, yes, I am dumb. There we go. IR dumb. All right, let's get this unlocked. That is a white science unlocked. That's 100 white science. There you go. Cool. We are swimming in white science. It's not a humongous problem right now just because of the fact of all of those cool things that we've been doing. All right, teleportation portals. These things, let's go ahead and read the little bitty note here. By combining laser theory with the teleportation ability of the Voidborn, a stabilized portal can be established linking one end of space to another. Teleportation frame is a minimum of a 5x5 frame, 3 blocks deep. The controller is placed at the front center of the bottom of the frame. The deeper the frame, the further the portal can teleport. Controllers can be crafted into specific inputs and outputs or items, fluids, and energies. These can be placed anywhere in the portal frame. So that's the kind of the neat thing about this, is once you get, say, an area out in your world that may have like a whole bunch of stuff, right? Like a whole bunch of different materials that you want to bring in, then that's where you would probably start to look at something like this, because that way you can have miners sitting around on all of those, sending things back through a portal frame that will allow you to do stuff until you get, well, those things, or just, you know, the time, whatever it is that it takes. The biggest problem, and I've kind of already got these things set up, is how much of a pain these things are going to be to craft. So initially, we're just going to need a portal controller and a portal frame. Portal frames are going to be laser focuses, tungsten plates, carbon fibers, and end essence crystals or ender pearls. We are not currently crafting these, I don't believe, anywhere, because we never got into laser focus, because we've never bothered to use any of the stuff that came with the lasers. We're now going to have to set these up, which is a multi-step process of a lot of more crystallizers, of which basically what I'm going to do is we're going to smack all of those machines down, we'll get them running, and then I'll come back to you guys in a minute, mainly because I think I should have in this box somewhere several crystallizers already ready to go, which is cool. All I got to do is smack them down, wire them in, get them ready to go. So that step, that part, step, there, step, whatever. And the reasoning why that's such a big deal is because that's a laser focus that gets into this area. That will also allow us to produce the, well, I think this is going to be another one of those things. There's going to be a bunch of machines we got to put down to get these things going because there's a lot of this stuff we haven't built. The big pain in the butt one, I think, is going to be this one. Because we're not doing, for carbon fibers, we're not currently making blue catalysts, which means I'm going to have to assemble blue catalysts somewhere and then transport them to a chemical plant that's going to take sulfuric acid, blue catalysts, and that plan, wherever it is, and that will make carbon fiber for us, which then we can either make some power armor if we really, really want to, or we can start making some of the other things like ender rift cores. I think that's it. That's the only two things we can build. Those three right there, because the other one is locked behind a technology that we don't have access to. So I have not bothered to even look at making these things. The upgrades and everything seems to be running just perfectly fine the way that it is. And I don't know if I really want to try to outrun some of the pipes. So we'll just continue on. All right, so in all of that step, I've got like 16 things I've got to make. So we're going to go ahead and smack down a whole bunch of machines, hook them all up, and then go from there and see what we get. So we can have a whole bunch of more little bitty parts. So I will see you all. I guess I'll see you all once we get to the point where we're going to start building maybe. Well, we'll see. Once we get to I'll just figure something out. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Okay, I think we've got it all, well, at least all of the first 4 or 5 steps built out, ready to go. So this one right here shall make the energized redstone crystals, or whatever it is. Redstone, can you please, redstone. This dude right here, the redstone crystal, it's going to make those. It's going to immediately send those next door to make the laser focus, this one right here. So that's going to require some iridium, redstone, and diamonds, of which, again, we've all got laying around elsewhere. Then the process is going to move over here because of, well, how I managed to lay all this stuff out. We're still kind of making things in the mall the way that we normally do. So this modular machine, or this assembler here, is going to be crafting the catalyst, of which we have not made yet. They have not made yet the blue ones. So that's just a little bit of tin plate, some cobalt dust, and some titanium dust. That'll make us 10 catalysts that are immediately going to get shipped next door to this chemical plant to make the carbon fibers. Now, carbon fibers take a little bit of time. They take about 23 ticks, or about a second, or a little bit over a second, pretty much, to make. That's not terrible, considering the fact that the usage for this thing, even in an assembly machine 3, is going to take a decent amount of time. So I'm not even going to bother upgrading this machine because it will catch up. However, it's going to take 6 of them to get there, so we may end up doing a little bit of fiddling around with that. But let's go ahead first off and turn this one on so that it can start figuring out what it needs to do. That should start making some catalysts, and then it's going to immediately lose itself and go next door. Cool, so we should have a few blue catalysts. Come on. Oh, yeah, that's right. I set these to be a little bit lighter than that, given the time. So now we'll turn this one on, and that should work there. This process requires sulfuric acid. I was going to place this over there with the other chemical plants that are right there, but we've already got one right here that is making CPU processors or something. I think this is where we're making the circuit mark 5, that one right there. And this machine right here needed the sulfuric acid. So I just went ahead and set it down here. And it just barely fit in between the collector and this thing. So good enough to go there. We should now have some of the parts coming into the final thing ready to go now that we've got this going. So we've got tungsten plates ready to go. We're missing one here. And that should now produce the carbon fibers. Nice. So we should be able to at least immediately make one of those right off the bat. Okay, next step. Let's turn on the redstone crystals. Those are going to take a little bit of time, but that's, it's just one of those kinds of things. We're going to be sitting there kind of waiting around on things. Cool, that's going to go right next door. And for whatever reason, I already had one. I don't know why. I guess it was from some kind of something. Maybe I got one magically from somewhere. Anyhow, and then we turn this one on. It is now going to make us some laser focuses, hopefully. These will probably take quite a bit of time. So we'll just see what happens here. Wow, those are taking a lot of time. Focus, focus. This thing. How long does it take to make that? 32 seconds. Wow. Yeah. So we're going to be kind of waiting around on some of these little parts, but that's fine. Again, all we're going to try to do is make enough of these portal frames so that we can then make, a few of the other little things that we need. So use on you, once again, is going to be one per each one of the portal frames. And then from here on, the steps are pretty, wherever it is going to be. We're going to handcraft a bunch of these down in the workshop. We'll just go ahead and handcraft a bunch of them. I think, if I recall correctly, these don't stack, although it's been a minute. We'll have to play with them. I was going to say we were going to use Ender Rift as a way of integrating some of this entire mess and maybe getting rid of some of the the logistics system, but it turned out that Ender Rift didn't want to speak very nicely with logistics pipes, so it didn't bother to use it. Now, we should have enough parts to make a few. Yeah, that's way faster than I need it to be. To make some stuff. You should have power. There you go. And that should offer up one single Portality Portal frame. Interesting. All right, cool. Let's go down to the workshop and we can work on the next step. And boink, I do love that. For one time, I hate to say it, for one time, I never really ever bothered to use these viaducts, and then this base came along, and they've become incredibly handy. You just click go somewhere. Anyhow, we need to build the next step, which is going to be this stuff. So I'm going to need a bunch of. Well, let's just make, I don't know, we're going to have to make a whole bunch of this stuff. We need a whole bunch of enriched redstone and a whole bunch of end essence, and I've got to find that plan L31, which I just saw it. There it is. All right, grab a bunch of this stuff here. So redstone, shoot. Well, it gets made really quickly. Go ahead, do that, and end essence, get like 2 stacks of that for now, and then we'll see what happens. That should get made fairly quickly anyway. I hope it will. All right, there's our stuff. Let's go see what we can make with this. You can go in here. Nope, that's not this. This is this. You do this and do this and do that. All right, those will make a little bit. That's going to take it a little bit of time, as always. And let's go make sure our redstone prediction, as far as that that stuff, is going to be okay. It should be okay. It's that uranium that is kind of a pain in the tail to try to maintain. And I'm hoping we're okay. I've got lots and lots of redstone, but it's more of this stuff I'm a little worried about. I think we're okay for now. But since you're here, grab a handful and run over here and put this in the machine and let it craft some stuff for you. Please, just put the rest in there. Because I'm thinking we're going to need quite a few of these. And yeah, I was afraid of this. They don't stack, do they? Do I have the things on this? No, I don't. Let's get this going as well. We'll craft a bunch of those up, and then we'll take on into the next step here in just a second. Okay, so that's the importance of these are going to be the controllers. That's what this is going to be for here. So we need to be able to at least build these out a little bit. So we've got 5. I kind of overcalculated, but whatever. We'll throw all that back in here for right now, and this can all kind of work its way through. Let us get the next step in order to do that. So I'm going to need circuits. How many circuits is it per each? Whoa, no. Ooh, over here. Where are you? 4. Let's get 20 of those. I think that's how that works right there. Go. Cool. And then we can go ahead and build the next thing. So how many of these portal frames have we got now? We have 16. Give me all of those. I said that. That's fine. Click the right button. Give me all of those so I can craft the next step, and then we're going to probably wait around until we have about a stack of those things sitting there. I may go ahead and upgrade that one to a tier 4 assembler just to see if it can get into gear a little bit quicker, but we'll see here. Come on. I know it's a long way to go. There we go. Cool. And then the last step for this, we should still have this in here. Nice. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into here. 1, 2, 3. I guess I could have just done it that way, but whatever. There you go. And then you can do that, and that should make some controllers for us. Nice. Because we have 2 planets to go to, so we're going to go probably to the first one. I hope these work. I mean, I don't know. We're going to find out. And 4. Cool. We shouldn't have anything. Oh, right. I forget. Wow. Well, I got a freebie. Give me one more then. Neat. I forget about the productivity and what it can do. I got a free one out of that one. Cool. Nice. Yeah, we got freebies out of that. Quite a few freebies. Cool. And we're going to put this over here for now. I think use on you. Use on you. There is no use on you. At Portality. Interdimensional module. This is one of those things I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be able to craft one of these. I understand there's a thing here, but I'm not seeing any one of these that are currently craftable past these 2. Any one of these parts here. Maybe I'm confused. But the portals are kind of like tesseracts, and the fact that they can move players as well. All right, we're gonna wait around until we have about a stack of this stuff, maybe a little bit more, and well, I'll see you guys once we get there. Alrighty then, there is 64 portal frames. If I can get that thing to give it to me, we can go on about our merry way of business of things and or stuff. We're going to do a little bit of playing, and we're going to see what these are capable of doing. I did kind of, while I was waiting, kind of scrub everything else that we can do as far as the science. I mean, there's a couple of little things. I guess I can do that one. Just kind of cleaning up the little things that I haven't done yet. So go ahead, give me this. Oh boy, that was a lot. I forget. It's 300, 300. Give me some more blue science. We might be able to do that one today. Click, submit. Good, got it. Cool. So we've kind of used up a little bit of the science that we had, and kind of, well, mainly it was just the blue and some of this stuff and the yellow. So the system's going to be running. That's fine. It can go ahead and fill those boxes back up and do the thing. I kind of did a small amount of cleanup and, well, put a few things away that it can at least be put away. Now, I have no idea how these work. I understand that it's going to tell me a few things. So let's, I guess. They say they need to be like 5 blocks deep or something. I don't understand quite what they mean by that. Let's see here. Can I? It doesn't really matter which one's faster. Let's just get this out of the way for right now. I think we'll set them right down here, given where this is. And we're going to set up 2, I guess, because we have 2 more planets that we need to go to, and I forgot to grab them. I hope we have enough stuff. So we'll kind of play around a little bit with it while we're here. Let's read, maybe? Again, teleportation is minimum of a 5x5 frame, 3 blocks deep. Really? Place under me, please. I can just reach it. So that should be, I don't know, maybe something like that? Or did I make it too tall? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did. Okay. I might need to make some more of this stuff. Alrighty. Interdimensional power link missing. Call portal, make portal, change portal. Okay, I guess we need to. We need to make some more parts, so I'll be back. All right. Well, I think I figured this out at least a little bit for the moment, and I've understood now what we're doing wrong. So let's do this again. Let me get this set up so we can kind of do something simple. We'll name this one test 1, as we've already done so far. And these are currently kind of connected to each other. So let's go ahead and break this so that they'll shut up and we don't have to worry about it really quickly. I'm now understanding what we're coming up against as far as these go, but again, the portal frame needs to be at least this big. And if you're going to play around in the overworld, it's going to give you a max distance as to how far things can go. Now, my question is going to be later on when we're going to do a little bit more fooling around with this thing, but we'll see how it goes. If you want it to go further, you just keep adding rings to the back of the portal using the portal frames, and it will go further and further and further and further and further. And this is overworld teleportation. Teleportation. So we're going to go ahead again and name this one test 1. And we're going to rename this one test 2, just so we can get through this little section. They need power. They're going to have power, so we'll put one of those on them, and we'll do that. Portal icon changed. I don't know what I'm assuming that's something else you can do. But anyhow, now they're going to be filling up with power. So in order to be able to get these two to connect to each other, you have to call a portal and you link the portal. So we'll just go ahead and dial that one all the time, and then we get these nice little particle effects through the portal. So if you walk through it, it'll spit you out the other one. If you walk through it, it'll spit you out the other one. And as these two portals are currently linked, they have a distance of 600 blocks. At least that's what I'm figuring. So like again, if you add more stuff to the back of these, you can make them better and better and better and better. Now, the problem is they are not interdimensional. In order to make them interdimensional, we need to have this module, which I can't build because I don't have any of the functionality of being able to build that. So for the sake of this video, we're going to grab 4 of those. And, well, I'm not going to throw them on the ground, but we're going to go ahead and grab 4 of those so that I can do something like this and something like this. And that should make them interdimensional. We'll be able to test a couple of things and see what happens. I've let it run a little bit. I put a fair amount of stuff on these things, and it may require us to bounce back and forth between those planets a couple of times, and this is where the thing is going to get a little bit long. I brought some solar panels along so that we should be at least able to build a little bit of a battery bank system for the other ones that are going to be living on those other 2 moons, wherever in the heck they are. So let's go ahead and say we'll just do this. Base 1, rename, and base 2, rename. That way we can go to each planet and set some things up. I'm going to hope that that's all I need to get from here to there without having to do any more stuff. I'm going to go jump in my rocket, and we're going to go to the first planet that we want to go to, which is going to be the one we've already been to, because I want to go there and hook up some stuff because of the fact that I am eating through this stuff like nobody's business. And I will see you guys there when we get there. Okay, well, that was fun, considering that I had to go ahead and play recovery of a dead body that happened to land on a planet such as this, so there was a little bit of creative shenanigans and, well, a few other things. I don't know why I had to go and wipe the dimensions again, so likely this is going to be the last time we're going to be trying to fly to this particular dimension, given the things that we're doing, but we're going to give it a test to see what's going on. For whatever reason, it bugged out when I was trying to land and wouldn't land, so I logged out, logged back in, and fell from way up there to right there with no rocket. So we've sorted that out, at least for now, and I've recovered, kind of. It's not a lot of fun, and it is what it is. I want to see if this thing is going to function, at least to see that we can get back to our base. Because otherwise, I really don't know why I would want to use this particular mod, at least at this late stage in the game. So let's see what we've got. Especially considering the fact it doesn't have the modules where I can push power and items and fluids and stuff that way. Let me see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be the end of it, right? Well, nope. But we'll give it a try. We'll see what it is. if I could manage to place a block where I want it. All right, so you can go to be here, and we'll plop one of these in there, down, right there, go, cool. And I did bring a little bit of stuff, so I'm going to go ahead, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see, you can go right there. Where is my hammer? And we're probably getting ready to be dark. Who knows? Let's see if we can get a little bit of power in this thing before it gets any worse. Shoot, I should have brought the screwdriver, right? Let's see where our tools are. I may have that on me. I think I do. All right, well, at this point, I don't care. We're already cheating as it is, so let's see if we can get this to work. I need that thing, right? I think it's that thing. Output. And we're going to give it a few of these that are currently way too hot. Stored. Alrighty. You have power. You have power. All right, nice. So to test, is this going to work? We need to go to, let's see, I forget which one it is. Moon, we'll just do this. Moon 1, rename, call portal, base 1, dial forever. Please tell me this is going to work. Okay, awesome. Thank goodness. Back in. Sweet. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and dump a little bit more of these down, given the fact that they're currently working way better than they're supposed to because I had to reload the pack, which means that the high dollar expensive ones are now making a lot of RF a tick, but that's fine. 1, 2, 4, 5, and we have 6 we can play with. That should be enough to at least keep this battery reasonably charged so we can use this. The main goal for what I'm caring about this one is, again, like I said, this has got a bunch of titanium on it. This has a bunch of the, whatever this other stuff is, come on, brain, it's right here. We've got titanium. We have, and actually, there's an interesting thing. There's an ore cluster over there that I might go look at as well. The cobalt is here, and this stuff. So apatite, anything that is a blue ore, and then I think there's something else too on this planet. I don't know if it's named yet or not, but we'll have to. I may, when I'm done, wander around and do a little bit more looking. Let's go see, now that we have that successfully put up. Okay, it works. I'm hoping, at least at this point. I mean, I might have made way too many portal frames. It's perfectly fine. I don't really care. Okay, well, we're going to try the next one, which is this one. Select. And go. Okay, maybe we didn't lose the rocket, but we'll see. I'm being in creative at this point just to be careful because I've already lost this person once today. Okay, I must be like wedged in something. All right, good. I have a rocket. We will go back out of creative once we hit the ground. Alrighty, we hit the ground and it appears to be dark. We'll just do the thing for the purposes of the video. Somebody is shooting at me. Who is shooting at me? I have a gun too. I have several guns. Can't see a thing because of all the stuff. Oh, nice. We have people on this one. Cool. Plenty of ice. No gravity. That's beautiful. Or low gravity. Where is the... Oh, it's up there. Great. That's going to take some time to get down. Awesome. Well, hi, Creeper. That's really, really annoying. Sorry about the noise. It's probably going to get a little loud. Let's see what we have down here. Hi, dude. Are you mad at me? I guess you're mad at me. I'm sorry. What is this? Silicon ore. Interesting. Okay. Is there anything else we're going to care about on this planet? Let's make sure we... Planet, moon, whatever. Make sure we mark our spot so that we don't lose it. Actually, I guess we could probably go ahead and just get this built right now so that I can get out of here. Move it over one. That way we've got enough room. All portal, moon base 1, dial. Okay, cool. We can check it again. Awesome. Thank you very much for kicking me in the tail as I left. Alrighty, cool. So we have a little bit of time. We can do a little bit of investigation. Those should be fine. I think I see aluminum. Aluminum ore, and hey, I know what that's for. Unfortunately, we can't use it because we don't have that section of the thing. But that's cool. All right, those are regular ore cluster common metals. Nice. Wait, the sky sucks here. The sky really sucks here. I am sorry if that's really, really, really bright. I might try to do something afterwards when we get done here. But I see silicon. I see aluminum. Silicon and aluminum. Ice spikes. I mean, if I had a thing, actually this does have that, can I use this stuff for anything? Probably not. No. Because I have a silk touch on me right now. I can pick that stuff up. This is terrible. I guess. Let's go do a quick hi, little bunny. Do a quick look around, and then we'll bounce back to the base. I don't see anything other than, at least very quickly, I was told that the first moon that we landed on last time, or the time before last, was the one that we wanted to go buy or go find the gloop on. That was the best possible output I could have expected, was to grab the right one. So, does not look like there's much here, at least much that I need right now, given the point. Nothing that's going to be game-changing to us, except for maybe what's in those oceans. Let's make a real quick run over there. I'll probably get lost. I can see where it is anyway, so we should be good to go. Let's go see what we've got over here. What is it in these oceans? Gelid creothium. Whoop, I'm in cheat mode. We're not in cheat mode anymore. We don't need cheat mode. We're good. Nothing. No use. Okay. Well, I mean, there's probably eventual use for it, however it goes. What is that? Oh, nice. Tungsten. Okay, well that's good. That's and boron and cool. That's usable. Tungsten, something we got a lot of necessary need for as you wander on through various things. So it is definitely worth, looks like, to try to get to space as quickly as possible in this pack, which unfortunately we kind of ended up having to do it fairly late game, which is, you know, again, kind of sad, but it's okay. We'll continue on doing a little bit more goofing. I'm going to kind of wander around just a little bit more. If I find anything really cool, I'll let you guys know. If not, I'm going to be jumping back in the portal and going back to base so that we can wrap this up. Alrighty, we are back in base. I went over to this moon right over here very quickly and installed a miner over there so that we can get a little bit of other things sorted. That's the one that's going to be doing a little bit of appetite, just because if I decide I want to continue to kind of play this afterwards, that is going to be our major thing because of all the dirt and whatnot that I keep. Well, the dirt, all of the nasty irradiated stuff is is causing a massive usage on that kind of thing. Now, we have not done a few things. I understand I didn't bother to put the radiation scrubbers in, and I didn't do a couple of other little things as far as the quest book goes, mainly because of the fact that I don't really feel the need to. You can throw radiation scrubbers all over everything if you really want to and start cleaning up your mess and getting rid of the radiation. However, that radiation is the only way that I am capable, at least from what I can tell, of making that nuclear waste, or the waste. Why am I on caps lock? Radioactive, this stuff. As far as I can tell, that's the only easy, consistent way to make this stuff so that you can then do this kind of stuff, plus any of the construction of the mutagenic soils and any of those kinds of things. So in reality, you're going to want to try to irradiate at least, or leave a portion of the world irradiated, so that you are creating those blocks so that you can pick them up, so you can trade them in for those parts. I would love to see if there was an addition that could be put into it eventually, is a miner that would be programmable enough that I can sit out there and go, remove those things, like the Mechanism Digiminer, to where I can just say, I want you, Mr. Mechanism Digiminer, to go out, find out all of those little pieces, parts, stuff that hello, sir, you're not going to get to me. You can try. Go out there, grab all of the irradiated earth or whatever, replace it back with either dirt or grass blocks, and then be continuing on, because that little system, that one little process, is not automatable as far as I can tell. I mean, there are ways you could do block breakers and a lot of pistons and slowly shove things through a rather vanilla-ish way of being able to farm that stuff, but as far as I can tell, the quickest, fastest, easiest way to do it is to just let everything get nasty, and then go out there occasionally with the thing that I don't have on me right now, the exchanging gadget, and just go pick that stuff up. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to do, and it allows you to get a little bit of resources. It's another way of getting a decent amount of Neptunium, and again, it's another way of getting those parts. On the thing that I kind of was really interested in, and that I'm not very overwhelmed with, or very, very underwhelming at this point, we've been goofing around for quite a while with these. I've just now managed to get a stack and a half of the redstone cane. I was going to further this process, but looking at the way this is working, you're getting about one of these every 2 or 3 minutes. Maybe. I mean, it's not amazing. It's absolutely not amazing. So I would suggest probably maybe there needs to be a little modification on the growth rate of these, or at least giving us a way to increase their growth rate, because they do not grow very quickly. And if that's the case, this is not a usable resource. I mean, I could take all of those, set up this whole system kind of in a system like this, and slowly over time accumulate whatever this is. It's a neat idea. These need to grow faster. I'm just going to say that right now. And while I'm at it, I need to figure out why I'm behind on sugarcane again. Did you use it all up? No. Interesting. Whatever. I'm not worried. The system is doing what it's supposed to be doing for this point in time. Oh, we're backed up over here. Okay, cool. Anyhow, let us do the thing. Let us do the thing. We'll pop up into creative and kind of find a spot, I guess, to kind of look at the mess that I have managed to create over the last 55 some odd episodes, and over a year now, at least at this point. There's a nasty thing over there. Given the fact that we kind of started way over there, and then this nice big wide open plain with a village happened to show up, and of which those guys, I really hardly used them this time, but we've managed to do a fair amount of work and a decent amount of what I would consider as a representation of what you can do in this mod pack. Yes, you could probably go a little crazier and do a little bit more of the actual logistics portion of it, but I did kind of find that I was absolutely chewing through so many resources that it didn't make sense for me to do much of the logistics section as far as external from the base. As far as actually doing the majority of the logistics, it was a lot and 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 a lot of logistics pipes. And logistics pipes, as far as I'm concerned, will do everything you want them to do for the entirety of your playthrough, should you be playing this pack or be looking at this. If you want to go ahead and play with, applied energistics, if you are applied energistics, refined storage, or for that matter, the only comparable thing that I could say as far as distance and time and speed would have been the logistics lasers, or the lasers from actually Editions. Can I get this to work? Actually Editions. These lasers right here, the advanced item relays, or the item relays, these, you could have probably made these work as good or better. It's just that, they're just their own kind of hassle as to how you have to deal with getting items in and out of those things. They work perfectly fine, and over a long distance, they're probably faster than logistics pipes and applied energistics, refined storage. But you have to fiddle with the way they get things in and out and in and out. Um, like I said, I've done pretty much everything I wanted to do as far as everything goes. There's some more things that we could do should they ever be implemented, like this chapter right here could give us some more stuff. There's some more things that can happen in nuclear. And I mean, I could work through some more of this stuff, but again, it's kind of like it's not really worth my time considering the fact that we have that thing over there, plus I have another one in a box, and with a little quick fix, that is now a very powerful way of making power. Plus, there's just the those steam boilers and those steam turbines have been absolutely usable the entire time. So it's kind of one of those, get it set up early, make a bunch of them, and go. Um, I did enjoy building this a little bit more in a bus-based fashion than we did in the other Manufactio mod pack, just because it was a little bit more easier to deal with. You didn't have to worry. Well, one thing I can say is not having to deal with the pollution floating over your head all the time was very, 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 very nice. Granted, if I take all of this stuff off and I stand around in this base, I'm dead. And I'll tell you that right now. If I take all that stuff off, we will accumulate a massive amount of radiation right off the bat, and we will die. So it is one thing to be keeping up with your radiation resistance when it comes to wearing armor. That +1 radiation resistance on all 4 of our things means that for the most part, this character never ever sees any radiation sickness unless he gets smacked by a mob like where is these guys? The feral ghouls. If I get smacked by a feral ghoul or one of these other mobs that has the ability to deliver radiation poisoning to my character, that's when I get to see it. So, these another thing right here. I kind of said they were a little odd. I should say odd, a little low ball. They're definitely very overpowered. Get to using them as soon as you can because that's the only way until you get to where we are right now that you're going to be able to accumulate lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of certain things like cobalt, like the tungsten, like the silicon, everything that you need in order to be able to do all the work. Get after making a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's kind of like playing with these other packs where certain things are absolutely infinite. So, like the nitrogen and the oil, they're absolutely infinite. You're paying for the oil with a little bit of what is it, fluid ducts, and that's just a little bit of power. But go ahead and just wear those kinds of things out. Those are the kinds of fun things that you can kind of play with infinitely forever. And again, it's Minecraft. Don't feel bad about building up instead of building out. This base is not very wide. It's tall and well spread out that direction, long ways at least. It's the way it is. But every time I get a chance to build upwards, I built upwards. And for what it's worth, the TPS on this one, now that I've got a little bit better of a computer, isn't too bad. We've been hanging out about 20 ever since I got my computer rebuilt and set up. But even then, before then, we were never more than about 25. So it's actually a heck of a lot better. Given this mess, if you look at it, this has actually been a heck of a lot easier and simpler pack to play than Manufactio 1 was because of the fact that I've not had near as much problems. And I honestly think it's probably Adpother and the Pollutions of the Realm mod doing that for the most part because the game is continuously trying to calculate whether it has to take a piece of pollution coming off of every single one of the systems. Whereas well, again, it's doing the same thing here, but it's not doing it nearly as much. I think, as for what it's worth, Nuclear Craft is probably marginally better, well, decently better mod than that one is. But anyhow, we don't tend to worry about this. We're going to kind of calmly and patiently walk away from this one, I think. Uh, well, it's been fun. I can't say that I have not enjoyed it. I've really, really enjoyed the way this was built. I've had a lot of fun. I would have enjoyed, like, there's a couple of more little things that I think we could, that could be put in that we could find a bit of a use for. Maybe a little bit of creative flight would have not been terrible, or at least a jetpack where I would have had to pay for it via energy or something like that. Because, getting up and down things and traversing stuff has always been a kind of a pain, which is why I've always tried to make sure that I'm using the armor that gives us a decent amount of speed usage as far as movement is concerned. And there's some odd little things that happen occasionally. Like I don't know where he would have spawned from, but he spawned, so who knows? And I don't know. I just it's fun. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed 112. I hate to say it. This is probably going to be the last 112 pack I play. Unless something really, really magic comes out, I think it's time to move on. To the point that the next one I think we're going to be playing is going to be something in 116. Unless something crazy magical comes out in 119, which I'm not seeing anything as of yet. Anyhow, I think for me that's enough. I will see you all in the next next series, which should be starting again next week. I've already got an idea as to what I want to do. If you have an idea for a mod pack for me to play, please by all means put it in the comments below. I am looking for something that is going to be fairly simple, fairly easy, fairly fun, skyblock, void, basically kind of thing, and not something everybody else is playing. So I already have an idea as what I want, but if you guys have something, by all means, please let me know. Till then, I will see you all. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and by the way, I will do a little cleanup, get it all sorted up, kind of put a few things away, and there will be a world download file in the description below, or at least a link to one. So, till then, I will see you all. Bye.